Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 9:30, June 28th, 2021, and sign of things to come with the brutal weather. However, I was on the South Shore, and it was much, much better there. And it's just getting harder and harder for me to survive the heat here in the middle of the island. And this is, I mean, I have my own physical reasons for possibly having to fight to live on the South Shore in the future because this kind of heat is just, I mean, even the 5-minute walk to the bus stop just kills me. And I can walk fine on the South Shore, but here I'm just dying. So let's take a look and see what we got going on outside. Current conditions: 79 in Carl Place. You'll notice here on the map it's 79 in Carl Place, but look at how much cooler it is in East Rockaway. 75, 74 in Merrick. So mid-70s on the South Shore, but still close to 80. And it felt every bit as close to 80 when I got to Mineola. It was really uncomfortable. 79 at Farmingdale. Let's throw the dew points in here. So dew points in the 70s, so that makes it feel really oppressive. And you can see these wind gusts on the South Shore, a 22-mile-an-hour wind gust. So they're getting a nice breeze there. I was in Lynbrook. It was delightful. I come back here to this hellhole, and it's just horrible. Yow! I hate this place. That's my impression of the, it's just excuse me. Sorry for my French. It's too damn hot. 75 at Islip. 75 at Shirley. 73 at West Hampton. And so they got low 70s out east. The North Shore hanging out near 80 degrees. It's still 88 at LaGuardia right now. 75 at Kennedy. 87 at Central Park. And that's really holding on to the heat in the urban areas and in New Jersey as well. And yes, you'll notice some new colors on this map too. So it's still around 80 in Toms River as well. I mean, it's not that much cooler here than Toms River. It's just horrible. The South Shore is like just heaven, paradise compared to what we're dealing with right now. Let's, before I go look at that, let's take a look at see what we got, because we have a new color on the map, and that is an excessive heat warning, and this is going to be for most of New Jersey here. And I'm surprised they have not added Ocean County to this list, and it's going to remain in effect from 8 p.m. Tuesday to 8 p.m. Wednesday. No, that's the heat advisory. The excessive heat warning is for tomorrow until 8 p.m. Tuesday. However, I really think that we are going to need to extend this into Wednesday, probably, when we look at the models here. So very dangerous kind of heat out there, and today it's going to be a lot worse tomorrow than today. That's the scary thing. Today was beautiful on the South Shore. It wasn't bad at all, but the middle of the island, just absolutely horrible. And in all this, I get the train to go to the South Shore, the 319 train at Mineola, and what do I see but a creep wearing a hoodie? A homeless guy wearing a hoodie in this weather. Yeah, that's right. That's what you get to deal with here in the middle of the island. But let's go take a look at the high temperatures today. The heat is going to make me sound a little stressed and nuts, all right, because I cannot deal with this weather. And it just seems like we get more and more of it each year, and I'm not getting any younger. So the high was 91 in Carl Place. That's about right. North Shore, I see a 97 in Glen Cove or Locust Valley. That could be North Shore, probably with the low to mid-90s there. 88 was your high at Farmingdale. So not an official heat wave for the island's official reporting sites like Farmingdale. Islip only hit 85. If you're further out east in Suffolk, particularly around the southern part of Ronkonkoma or Holbrook, you'll also get a sea breeze. I'm sure my friend, even though he complains about the heat where he is, you're going to see he's lucky compared to the hellhole that it is here in the middle of the island with this kind of weather. And it's a freaking hellhole. 84 at Shirley. 82 at West Hampton was your high. So that's not too bad out there, right? And then we go to the other extreme, and then we look at what the highs were at LaGuardia. I'm going to have to see if there were any records set today, too. So 95 at LaGuardia, 88 at Central Park, 88 at JFK. Central Park got up to 91, so that's your first day of the heat wave for Central Park. And then as you go into Jersey, it's even worse with the heat. We've got highs in the mid-90s here. It looks like Newark, where's that 99 reading? Let's get to Newark here. So Newark Airport hit 90. No, that's Harrison. Where's the airport? 99 was your high at Newark today. Wow. Almost 100 degrees already in parts of Jersey today. So mid to upper 90s in Jersey. Let's see what it was like in Toms River, which is also a hellhole. And a worse hellhole than the middle of the island. 96 degrees in Toms River was your high. 94 in the downtown Toms River area. Even Bayville, 93. So not much relief there. 94 in Lakehurst was your high. And you couple that with the humidity, it feels like it's over 100 degrees, and that's why there's an excessive heat warning. Why Ocean County was not added to this, I really have no idea why. Consider that excessive heat warning to include the entire state of New Jersey, as far as I'm concerned. And maybe New York City, too. All right. So let's go take a look at the Wonder Map here. This is the other site we can use. Of course, it has more observations. So let's go take a look at this. So 79 at Carl Place, and you can see we go to the South Shore. It's a lot better. Look at Lynbrook, 76. And there's a nice breeze there, too, blowing, too. It's a nice, refreshing breeze. Whereas here, it's still. There is no breeze at all whatsoever. So let's take a look. See 79 Carl Place, which is the closest, really, official station to Mineola, or somewhat official station to Mineola. So let's see what it hit there. So 78.5, and of course we know it hit 90. Well, it says 91.4, but you can see, looking at the temperature graph, we were up basically from 90 to 90 degrees from 1 o'clock right until 3 o'clock, and then it was in the upper 80s, and it stayed there, and then it started dropping into the mid 80s and low 80s. Dew points up there too. We had dew points rising into the mid 70s. Absolutely atrocious humidity, which makes it that much even worse when you're dealing with this humidity. Meanwhile, let's see how our friends on the South Shore did, because I'm sure our friends on the South Shore were nice and comfortable in their enclaves. Let's pick Oceanside today, for instance, all right? And let's see what they got up to. All right, so you can see it's already cool there, 76.6, and I bet they didn't hit 90 today. Let's see. Why is it saying no data available? There it goes. 89.4, so it did briefly get close to 90, but then it dropped later on. And that's one station there. We're going to look at some more stations on the South Shore to show you how great it was. Let's go to Babylon, because that's where I was. That's where I wound up going in the afternoon. Now let's go to Babylon here. Babylon Village. Pick this station here. So 75.2. Let's see what they got. It's showing you how great it was on the South Shore today. So, yeah, they only got into the low 80s. That's it. That's as warm as they got. And then after 4 o'clock, they're already dropping into the 70s already. So, and a nice stiff breeze from the southwest. That southwest wind, it keeps the South Shore cool, but it does very little for us in the hellhole that is central Nassau County. Let's go look at... I'm sorry, but it is a hellhole when the weather is like this. It's an absolute hellhole. If you like the heat, great. If you live on the South Shore and you like the heat, come to the middle of the island. You're going to love it. Or even better, go to New Jersey. Let's take a look and see what Belmore was. So, a little warmer there, 85 for your high, but still they dropped into the 70s after 5 o'clock, and a little better there. So, and of course, right on the beach was where it was best. So let's take a look at West Gilgo Beach. And then the further east you go, the better off it is, too. So 72, that's much better. Here. Only hit 77 there today. That was your high. That's all they were. Upper 70s. That's it. That's all they were. Look at that nice stiff wind. Wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Real nice and comfortable. Got that breeze blowing on you. It was just wonderful down there. I hated to leave. I wish I could have just stayed on the South Shore, you know. I just have to crank up the AC in here and hope that I can handle it. Let's go to North Patchogue now. And North Patchogue, I know you complain, oh, we don't get to see. You get a better see. Trust me, I'd rather be where you are than where I'm at right now, because I'm sure he did a lot better with his temperatures today. All right, let's go take a look. Yeah, I mean, you hit the mid-80s, 85, but at least you weren't in the 90s. I mean, the high was, let's see, 85.8. At least you weren't in the 90s, man. It's still better than here. And And he had a pretty. So he did get a sea breeze, all right, and he was into the 70s after 6 o'clock. So that's not too bad, all right. Compared to Central Nassau, it's not too bad. All right, we'll pick one other area because obviously the further north you go, more toward the North Shore of Suffolk County, the hotter it is. So let's go look at Ridge, because I'm sure it was hot in Ridge. Again, that's more toward the middle of the island, and I'm sure it's going to be hotter there. Let's see what they got up to. Yeah, low 90s. Low 90s, pretty hot. I don't know, maybe something wrong with their station, though. I don't think the dew point hit 80. I don't think so. We'll have to see if we can find another. That station may be reading a little warm. Let's pick this other site in Ridge. See if this one is a little more accurate. Just to get an idea of what it was like today. 76. Let's see. Got up to 90. So it's a little more like it. But yeah, 90 in Ridge, still pretty hot. Dew point got really high. I don't know if that dew point is accurate, 79, but if that is really what it was, that's pretty incredible. Let's just look at this other station here. I still think some of these instruments may be malfunctioning. We'll try one more here. Low 90s again, and yeah, so it got pretty hot in Ridge. And again, if you're not on the South Shore, even if you're in Suffolk County, once you go to a Ridge, it's optional. I'd rather be in North Patchogue than Ridge, all right, because it's hot there, all right. And it's in the Pine Barrens. The Pine Barrens get hot, all right. But speaking of heat, let's go to one of the hottest places that it was today, otherwise known as hell, in the state of New Jersey. And yes, that is why they have their own devil. And that's why their hockey team is named the Devils, because New Jersey is such a godforsaken hot place in the summertime. And it is the fastest warming state of any of the states in the entire country right now. So 78.6 in Berkeley right now. Let's see what it got up to. Oh, 96. Looks like it got up to 96.4 degrees. Look at the dew point maxed out at 78.9. That is really unbelievable. And they were in the 90s from for most of the day, from like 11 o'clock to around almost 6:30. So, yeah, that's quite a stretch in the 90s there. Absolutely brutal conditions there. Looking at some of these weather stations, it's unbelievable the brutal heat that's going on right now. And yes, we've got to also talk about the brutal heat in the Pacific Northwest as well. Yeah, we got to talk about that too. I don't think any records were shattered today. High temperatures. Records were tied at LaGuardia and Newark, it says. So, according to this, records were tied at LaGuardia and Newark. Here you go. Newark hit 99, Bridgeport 91, LaGuardia 96, Central Park 92, Kennedy International 87, and Long Island and MacArthur Airport 85. So, again, but the conditions in Mineola are pretty close to what they were like in Central Park. Which is hot. That's another reason why I don't want to live in the city, because it's hot as hell there. All right? That's talk about hell. That's another hellhole. That's even more of a hellhole than the middle of the island. So let's go look at what's been going on in the Pacific Northwest now. We're going to go to, I guess, Portland. Let's just pull this up here because, yes, they have heat. We have a ton of stuff going on tonight with the weather. Oh, my God. Look at the temperature of Portland. 150. All right, just when you think it's bad here, you could be there. It's 115 there right now. That is absolute insanity. That's got to be yet another record for them. Unbelievable. So I'm sure they shattered some more records today. Excessive heat warning in effect. Red flag warning also in effect. Let's see if they have any record reports on their Twitter about this. Let's see if they have any record reports here. Look at the temperature on the pavement in Albany, Oregon. That's right, 171. The record high at 110 at Quileute didn't just barely break the previous high, but it shattered it by surpassing the previous highest temperature by 11 degrees. So records shattering all over the place. 2 hours ago, the Portland airport has officially reached 115 before setting that all-time record high yesterday, 112, and the day before that, 108. So all-time record highs are just being shattered here. 115, that's equivalent to Colorado's hottest temperature ever recorded at Portland Airport. So this is the insane heat that we have going on. High temperature record for Washington State, Ice Harbor Dam, 118 on August 5th, 1961. So, and that area has tied it. So the state record might be 118. So this is just record-breaking heat going on there. And yeah, we are going to look at some of the current conditions over there as well on the map here. We are going to go back to the weather and hazards map, and we will go now out west into this area. And of course, I have to lower the opacity down. I mean, this heat just really scares me because I can't take this kind of weather, and it's only getting hotter, and you have to be somewhere where the weather is moderated. And the only places you're going to get that moderation are by the ocean. All right? So let's go take a look and see what we got currently out there. So, yeah, there's that 115. That's Dallas Municipal Airport there. 108. So, yeah, hundreds all over the place here. 110 at Maryhill. 109 at... oh, this is insanity. This is freaking insanity. And the winds are picking up, too, which is not good. And the humidity is starting to drop. So this could be fire danger weather here. 101 North Pole Ridge. Not feeling like the North Pole at all right now. Absolute insanity. And let's go take a look at what the high temperatures were. I mean, this is insane what's going on in the Pacific Northwest. This is just insanity. And it goes into Canada. Actually, this does feature readings from Canada, which I did not know. And look at this. 100 degrees in Beebler Ranch. Even up into Canada. Look at this. We're going up into British Columbia now. Prince George, 99. And we're not even looking at the high temperatures. 104 at Quesnel Airport. Look at all this heat. Oh, these are areas. Alberta, 93 at High Prairie. This is very alarming how far this heat is going. Let's get some more readings here. Just when you think it's bad here, it's a lot worse for them. And look at that. Even up here, places like Faro in Canada, 86 degrees. We're going up into the Deline Northwest Territories, 78. That's quite warm. 81. In the Northwest Territories, they're in the freaking 80s right now. Look at this. I mean, this heat is going to make it up to the ice. This ice is gone this year if that heat gets up there. It's insane. This is what happens when you don't have a jet stream. And like I said, I haven't even pulled up the high temperatures yet. Let's do that. I haven't even pulled that up yet. So these are your high temperatures here, and look at this. 118 was the high at Dallas Municipal Airport. Not Dallas, Texas, but the Dallas it's called over here. It's somewhere in the Cascades. 109, even the mountains. You know what this is going to do to the glaciers? They're gone. They are gone up there. Whatever ice is there is gone. Scotts Mills, 114. And again, you've got to be right on the coast. If you're right on the coast, you could see 70, 63. So you've got to be right on the coast. The interior is just uninhabitable. 114. Look at these highs. I mean, all over the place here. Portland, there's your 115. 117. Look at these numbers here. Let's go look at Seattle here. Let's see what Seattle hit. But you had 100 there, too. Wouldn't be surprised. Yep, 104 in Seattle right now at Boeing Field. That was their high temperature. 110. I wonder if... Yeah, Washington is probably... They probably broke records there, too. We're going to have to actually look at the Washington site, too, as well. I'm going to go back to the station plot. Let's see what it is in Seattle right now. 100 in Seattle, 100 degrees. And the dew point is 63. The dew point is 63. That is humid for that area. So it's not only hot, but, yeah, there's some humidity, too. This is incredible. And very, very alarming. Very alarming. This year we are going to set records, but this is... News 12 likes to tout the new normal. Well, this is the new normal when it comes to the climate, and it's only going to get worse. Let's go take a look and see what they have on the Twitter here for the weather service for Seattle, because I have a feeling a record highs was set for today for June 8th, an all-time high in West Washington. So this is what you have here. 108 at SeaTac. Somebody said SeaTac hit 108. So this is the kind of incredible heat that you have going on here. Yeah, this is the observation out of SeaTac, 108. So somebody had let's get that SeaTac observation on here right now. Let's go to Seattle because we had Boeing Field, but let's look at SeaTac. I don't even know where SeaTac is. I don't know Seattle. Sorry, I don't know where SeaTac is. All right, that's Seattle. I don't know where SeaTac is, so I can't even find. I see Boeing Field here, but I don't see SeaTac. So I don't know where it is, but 108 is quite unbelievable for Seattle. I mean, that would be unbelievable for our area, but it's never supposed to be hot. Normal highs for that area are supposed to be in the mid-70s. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. So, again, makes what we're dealing with not so bad, but still, you want to be where it's cooler. You want to be on the South Shore. Out east or Cape Cod, because everywhere else is just forget about it. You can't survive unless you like the heat. If you like the heat, great, but I cannot survive. Oh yeah, we got to deal with a tropical storm too on top of all this. That's right. Well, let's look at the satellite image, and we're gonna have to actually look at some tropical weather too. That's right. On top of all this, so you can see there's some haze in the sky. Yeah, there was some contrails and some cirrus. There was some blue sky. It wasn't a terrible looking sky today, actually. Surprisingly, I thought it would have looked worse, to be honest with you. But let's go now to the Hurricane Center. Danny, and yeah, it's making landfall already. So this is a very weak system. But let's go to the latest public advisory on Tropical Storm Danny. It's made landfall just north of Hilton Head on Pritchard's, and it's only June. All right, let me remind you. North of Hilton Head on Pritchard's Island, South Dakota. As of 8 p.m., its location, 32.3 north, 80.5 west, about 15 miles east-southeast of Beaufort, South Carolina, about 50 miles southwest of Charleston, South Carolina. Maximum sustained winds are 40 miles an hour. It's moving west-northwest at 16 miles an hour, and the minimum central pressure is 1010 millibars or 29.82 inches. Tropical storm warnings in effect for certain areas here. We're going to go look at the map. And it's a weak system. The winds only extend outward up to 35 miles to the center. But still, it's a tropical storm. And nonetheless, it is a tropical storm. And we'll go to the graphics and we'll look at the warning cone here. And this is what it looks like. It's going to quickly turn into a depression and weaken once it moves over land. But the fact that we got something already really is just unbelievable. So, yeah, it's really, really concerning what's happening. Let's go to the current storms. And let's take a look at Danny on the satellite. Pull this up here. So there it is, moving inland and weakening quite rapidly there. Let's now go look at MODIS. Let me look at this on MODIS here and see what this thing looked like a little earlier in the day. So yeah, here is Danny right here. So this is what it looked like earlier in the day. Pretty disorganized, weak, but still, the fact that something formed and it formed right off the coast already. We are only in June, bodes to the kind of season we could be dealing with. And yeah, that is a problem for people along the South Shore. But again, people don't think of that. They just think of the fact that it's just that's the place to be right now. Everybody wants to be there, and nobody wants to be in the hell desert that everywhere else is right now, especially the middle of the island, New Jersey, New York City, anywhere away from the ocean right now. So let's go look at what's going to be happening here as we go into the models. Here's that ridge. You see there's another system over there in the Pacific. I don't even pay attention to that. Look at all the stuff I've got to talk about. I've been going already for over 20 minutes, I believe. So here's that ridge. That ridge ain't going anywhere. And you can see the isobars aligning more with a westerly flow tomorrow. And that is why tomorrow will be probably the worst day of this particular heat wave. Because that westerly flow, westerly flow, that's going to be coming off New Jersey and blowing over us and blowing all the heat from the hellish armpit that New Jersey is in the summertime over here. And you can see that ridge ain't going anywhere. Here's Wednesday. And we try to beat back the ridge on Thursday, but you can see we've got a stall front syndrome, and that will possibly ruin our weekend, our July 4th weekend, and we'll be dealing with chances of showers and some clouds. But at least it'll be cooler, and then maybe we can push that front a little further to the south next week. And let's go look at what this means as far as, well, we're going to go to our view here. Let's go to the HRRR. I should have enough of the 0Z of the HRRN. We have 41 hours of it, so that's a good amount right there. So let's take a look and see, because tomorrow we may have a chance of a pop-up shower and thunderstorm as well. Very scattered activity, you can see, but you can't rule it out. It's mainly inland, not on Long Island, but hey, it could pop over Long Island too. Here's Wednesday. It's as far out as I got on Wednesday. Let's go look at the heat. So here we go. Muggy night, only going down to the mid-70s if you're lucky tonight. And then tomorrow, we blaze tomorrow. We blaze. I think you're going to 100 in Jersey. And I think maybe even parts of New York City could hit 100 too. Maybe even the North Shore of Long Island. Here in Mineola, we're going to be well in the mid to upper 90s tomorrow. Only relief on the South Shore, where you'll be in the 80s. South Shore, particularly East End. But again, you got to be right on the South Shore tomorrow, right on the beach. I don't think the sea breeze is going to get in as far tomorrow. I think it's probably not going to make it past Merrick Road in Nassau County and Western Suffolk. And then further east, maybe once you get toward Patchogue, maybe it'll make it up to Sunrise Highway. And then maybe further east, it might make it up to. I don't think it gets past Sunrise Highway tomorrow. I don't. I think everybody's going to the 90s tomorrow, well into the 90s tomorrow, and it's going to be brutal. We're going to blaze, and then we do it all again on Wednesday. There you go. So we could see a couple of days where I honestly could see 100 degrees in some locations tomorrow, especially New Jersey. I think tomorrow and Wednesday, I think Tom's River, you're going to see 100 degrees for sure, for sure. Let's go to, I'll be shocked if Tom's River doesn't get to 100 degrees tomorrow. So let's go take a look at the dew points, and you see we use this to show you the wind direction, and here are the wind barbs, and you can see they are, and you can see that south-southwest wind, west-southwest wind there, that westerly component is what's going to kill us tomorrow, because that air is coming right over Jersey, and we got that westerly component again on Wednesday, it looks like. So maybe a little more of a southerly component, a little bit, but I don't think it's going to save us. Nope. I don't think so. So both days are going to blaze. It's going to be brutal. And that's why the heat advisory is in effect for our area. And honestly, I could see that being possibly upgraded to an excessive heat warning. Possible for in New York City and maybe even Nassau County. Let's go to the NAM model here, and you can see very scattered shower activity again. Maybe more likely Wednesday night into Thursday with the cold front coming through, we might see a couple of showers and thunderstorms, maybe. And it's been dry, too, so that doesn't help. Though we haven't had any rain, the ground is dry. It's going to heat up even faster. Let's go look at the cloud cover situation, and you'll pretty much see that we're going to have the sun out. Sun's out tomorrow, maybe some cumulus inland, but plenty of sun, and that's going to get the temperatures up. And then the same thing for Wednesday. This low cloud fog bank, that's mainly over off the South Shore there. It's not really going to save us all that much. All right. And I could look at the RGM too for clouds as well, which doesn't even show that fog bank, which is interesting enough. The RGM doesn't even show that, but you can see plenty of sun tomorrow and Tuesday to get us. RGM does show some more afternoon cloudiness. I think there's one model that was predicting some convection. I think it was the RGEM. Let's go look at this and see. Yeah, it was the RGEM was predicting some possible more extensive shower activity tomorrow. I don't know if I'm buying that. I do not think that is what's going to happen. RGEM has a habit of being, it's just part of the Canadian model. It just has a habit of sometimes just being a little too aggressive with some stuff. So let's go back to the GFS now. And we'll go ahead and look at the temperatures, and we'll show you what's going to happen as we get into the weekend. So we have the bad news is we got 2 brutal days tomorrow and Wednesday where we're mid to upper 90s, possibly 100 degrees for almost every one of us, except if you're on the South Shore, and I mean south of Merrick Road, and really right on the beach is where you're going to get the best relief because that wind angle. But here we go into Thursday, and you can see the heat starts getting suppressed with this slow-moving front. At least Thursday it will be cooler. It won't be less humid, but it will be cooler. And then significantly cooler on Friday. Clouds and showers and temperatures only possibly in the 60s, which will be really nice. I'll take it already. And you can see the weekend may be kind of dreary with cool temperatures and clouds around. Here's Sunday, and you can see we're going to kind of be stuck in the clouds. I'm not even going to bother showing you that. All right. And then as we get into next week, we start seeing the temperatures rise again into the mid-80s. And then as we get toward Wednesday, here's that second heat wave that we're going to have to watch for next Thursday and Friday. That's the next one that we will have to watch. Well, this isn't the last heat wave. This is going to be one of many on this possibly hottest summer on record. That seems to be the way we're heading right now. So let's go to the Ventu Sky model now, and we'll go ahead and look at forecast on this. So let's move this to tomorrow, Tuesday, at 2 o'clock. All right, you can see, look at those temperatures, mid-90s, and you can see the wind. It does seem to have a sea breeze right on the South Shore, so maybe it'll be better on the South Shore. Obviously, it's still going to be better on the South Shore, even if you're in at the Belmont Railroad Station versus Mineola. All right, it'll still be a lot hotter. We're going to be well into the 90s, mid-90s, upper 90s for the North Shore, possibly 100 degrees. Same thing for Toms River. You see that, but if you're really, the best relief is going to be out here on the South Fork, where you might still only be in the 70s. Cape Cod, too. Looks like you got some 80s there, too, but at least it won't be 90. Nantucket, yes, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. They actually have pine barrens on these places. This is really the place to be, where you're only in the mid-70s. Yes, that is where you're going to have to be, because the water's colder there, and you're further away from this armpit right here. I'm sorry, New Jersey, but you're a hot, hot state, and you can keep that heat to yourself, but you're going to be sharing that heat with us tomorrow, and for Wednesday, too. You can see what's going on here. So you get that heat that's coming over from Jersey, that's coming over Long Island, and that heat is going to be just all over us. The only areas that don't get it are the South Shore and the East End. And I mean, right on the beach, especially in Nassau, because I think it's going to be hot everywhere. I think everyone sees 90 degrees tomorrow and Wednesday, except if you're south of Merrick Road, honestly, with that breeze. With that west-southwest breeze there. And you can see temperatures do drop in the afternoon. As we get toward 5 o'clock, you can see there is an effect of lower temperatures into possibly the 70s by 5 o'clock on the South Shore, possibly up to Sunrise Highway. Tuesday is going to be less of that. I think Tuesday, less of that, with there'll be more of a westerly component, but perhaps more on Wednesday. Let's now go to the thunderstorm threat. We're going to look at the Cape levels and see there is some Cape here, and this is for tomorrow. So it could be an isolated shower or thunderstorm, mainly inland. It could be very isolated. We don't know where it's going to pop up, but this Cape is kind of favorable for it, and some of these storms could be strong as well. Here we go for Wednesday. Similar idea, but it's not until we get toward that front coming in, and then we start seeing some more, possibly. Let me go to the lifted index for tomorrow. Just a lot to get through. And here's the lifted index for tomorrow. And, yeah, there's some instability. There's going to be some instability, but it will be scattered. But she's prepared. There could be a brief shower or thunderstorm, small, but maybe nasty cells popping up. Mainly, most likely over New Jersey, North Shore of Long Island, Hudson Valley, that kind of thing. But other than that, yeah, it's just been really difficult to deal with this heat, and it's only going to get worse. And again, it is unbelievable how hot it is, and it's just the South Shore is really just the place to be right now, And this is becoming the thing here, I mean, it's just so hot inland. You cannot walk for 5 minutes out there without feeling like, at least for me, without feeling like you're going to faint and have a heart attack, and your head is going to explode all at the same time. So that's what hell is, folks. But if you really want to go to the hell, here's your place right there, New Jersey, or should I say New Jersey. No offense to folks in New Jersey. It is the fastest warming state. You don't believe me? Well, here, I'll put it on the screen for you. New Jersey, fastest warming state. All right? New Jersey is warming faster than most of the country. Here you go. There's an article on APP right there. All right, so that is New Jersey, but it is one of the fastest warming states in the nation. Several articles on this, so it's not just me. New Jersey is hot as hell, and that's why they have a devil. All right, beautiful place, nice people, definitely a much fairer government than New York, but it is hot, too hot. So that's going to wrap up this weather update as it's almost 10 o'clock. Just a ton of stuff to talk about, and we're going to be talking more about all the heat tomorrow. It's going to be a brutal day tomorrow and Wednesday. Just prepare yourself for it. Try to stay in air conditioning or go to the South Shore. Or, that's what it is. Just crank up the AC. Oh, but that's the problem. Well, what happens if the power goes out? Let's just take a look at one other thing here because there are some power outages around. We're going to actually look at this too for a moment. I know they had some scattered power outages in the city. Looks like Ocean County, there's an outage of 1,000. JCP&L is going to have problems tomorrow. An outage of 1,756. Let's see. We got some outages in Bergen too. Let's go look at New York now. Because we have outages, let's see, Long Island, not too many. Only 53 out in Suffolk, 93, 95 in Nassau. It's fairly small, but you do have 448 people in Queens without power, 469 in Brooklyn, 30 on Staten Island. Manhattan has 298, the Bronx has 64. So Con Ed is having some problems in Queens and Brooklyn, I believe, probably just from, overload or whatever. And then, of course, you have this situation out west where, look at that, 13,000 people. There have been a lot of power outages just because the infrastructure is under such strain in this area. It's not built to handle this, this kind of heat. They don't usually get that over there, and they're going to have to now prepare themselves for that kind of heat. So that is going to wrap up this weather update. Absolutely insane day with the heat across the whole country. The nation as a whole may be setting temperature records. When you average everything out, it's absolutely insane. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Try and stay cool. This is truly dangerous heat, especially for yours truly. So I'm going to have to be super careful the next couple of days. And no, I can't stay home because they work in here. It gets noisy. And this air conditioner, if I start cooking things, I don't have enough power. It'll get hot in here. So I have no choice but to go out between those two things. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. But unfortunately, yeah, I would need... I really need to, even though this is a small apartment, this place needs a much more powerful air conditioner to really keep it cool if I want to cook in here during a heat wave. And perhaps two air conditioners. So it's just because of the alley. It's just because of that alley is going to go well over 100, I'm sure of it. Whatever, stay cool, take care of yourself, drink plenty of fluids. This heat is truly dangerous. Have a good night.